As a small biz pro, and so we grow, using procurement, program, and control. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Oh yeah, I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Oh yeah, I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is the Business Zone with
Christo
and Coach Gilbert Buchanan, your small business paramedic. And folks, today we're going to have an amazing show. We got a very, very special guest for you guys. You guys loved her the last time. You're going to love her even more now.
and especially because I think she done broke some barriers and she done hit some ceilings, and in this day and age, Gilbert, where women have been relegated to second-class citizens, I think she is just like doing her thing, and she is on the move. So we definitely have to celebrate women today.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
People are trying to put us back in the kitchen, dude, and I don't like being in the kitchen on a regular basis, so not trying to get nowhere near the kitchen.
Well, this is still the kitchen in some kind of sense, because fighting out there, fighting dragons every day out there in the marketplace, man, it's hot. It's just like being in the kitchen. But guess what? The strong women, they're gonna navigate through that, and they're gonna make things happen. They're gonna put out that fire in the kitchen.
Right, put out. But remember the time when there was that commercial. Let me change my name. I don't know how I got to be your name. Remember that commercial? It was like the women were putting frying up the bacon and taking care of the kids and laying down the law, and at the same time manning jobs. That's us. That's what we do, man. That's what we do.
Multifaceted. That's how we describe it. Multifaceted, man. And a lot of people know it too, and they just don't want to acknowledge it. But we here on the Business Zone, we will always acknowledge the value of the woman in the marketplace, in the home, and everywhere that they're meant to be.
Exactly. So today we are, the rest of this month, we got one more week left. We are honoring women in Women's History Month. And so we have an amazing guest today that exemplifies a woman that is doing some amazing things in the business world. She's incredible, and she has been a guest with us last year, probably around the same time. So she's got some incredible things that have been going on, amazing things that's been going on since that time. So we can't wait to talk to her about what has happened in her life. Last time she was here.
I never told you this before, but I'm a mama's boy.
Are you? That's not a bad thing.
I'm a mama's boy, man. So I'm always yielding to mom, and doing all kinds of great things for mom, and
Well, that is, in actuality, that was y'all's. That first of all, that's most men's first girlfriend, the first woman that they ever loved, and the example of, especially if they had a good mom, the example of a woman that they're looking for when it comes time to marry. That's your structure, man.
Oh,
that is your example. She the one that taught you everything, right?
She taught me how to be skeptical, Yeah, she taught me how to be skeptical. She taught me how to be, mindful, how to evaluate women, all of that stuff. So I've had some good coaching.
All our lessons were learned by our moms. My mom was my best friend. It was so funny when I was working. Of some of my friends, they would go, with my work coworkers, and they didn't have the best relationships with their moms, and they would go, "What you doing this weekend?" "Oh, me and my mom, we're hanging out. We're gonna go shopping this weekend, and we're gonna do one of our marathon shopping days." And they're going, "Didn't you do that last weekend?" I'm like, "Yeah." "Don't you get tired of your mom?" Like, no, I never get tired of my mom. We hang out and have fun all the time. And they're like, Okay, I ain't understanding you. My mom gets on my nerves like my mom never gets on my nerves. She's my best. What are you talking about? She's my best friend. And when you're growing up, of course, in the black family, she ain't your best friend. She your mama. But however, when you get to be 25, then they become your best friend. But they're not your best friend until you get out of college.
Start producing in the household.
When you in your own place, then they can become your best friend. Before that, they're your mama. So, and I'm like, well, of course she's my best friend. What are you talking about? So they would look at me like, okay, this girl is from planet, I don't know what planet she's from, but you always hanging out with your mother. Like, yeah, my mom is cool.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry you don't have that relationship.
And even if she judges you, you're not going to take it personal because it's constructive criticism. Yeah.
And my mother, when I was a child, when I was very young, she always there was always an open door policy. She always made it possible when I became a teenager. Just come to me. I'd rather know what was going on than to find out about it later on. And just you can talk to me about anything.
Yeah.
And so that made it much easier because she goes, I'd rather not find out about it from somebody else. I'd rather find out about it from you.
Yes.
There will be no judgment, but we can work it out. But if I don't know about it, and I gotta find out from somebody else, then it's a whole different ballgame. So we always had an open door policy.
And you know what, co-host? Even if she's judgmental towards you, it doesn't hurt that bad, as if it were a stranger or someone on the outside.
It's your mama.
Yeah, it's your mama. She get a free pass.
Yeah, she could do that. So yeah, my mom was amazing. She's a superwoman. So my grandmother's a superwoman. A little bit more judgmental, but and my aunt was incredible. So no, I come from a long line of incredible women, amazing women, very loving, caring, spiritual women. So I came from good stock, as I'm sure you can tell people who came from good stock because you can see it in who they are as adults.
Special guest, we know she's from good stock.
Yeah, you can see
she got integrity. She got good quality. She's a hard worker.
Yeah, so I'm excited. Yeah. So how was your week?
Oh man, this week has been a schizophrenic week for me, man. All kinds of crazy things been going on. I was approached with like 3 different RFPs that I got to respond to by Monday. And I'm going, oh man, I don't want to do this. See, usually I prefer when a strategic partner brings the opportunity and get me on their team, but writing these proposals to the RFP, I don't like it, man.
So you prefer to be I always thought you preferred to be the chief person, the prime, but you prefer to come in on the backside of it.
Yeah, I don't mind being a sub, because I know what I'm worth. So once I'm on the team, I know how much money I should be making. I'm not gonna make chump change like under 100 grand. We don't do that.
Okay.
So we're talking some decent sized money because when you're writing our proposals, man, it's too much work. You got to gather all kinds of documents. You got to coordinate things. And especially if you're bringing on subs on your team, you got to. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do it anymore. If I'm going to be a prime, then I don't mind doing that. If I go out to be a prime, and it has to be like, a few millions that I'm bidding on,
okay,
as a prime. But a prime with, say, a prime with $1 million,
okay. I see.
So that's what's been going on this week. So I've gotten all kinds of calls. As a matter of fact, today I was supposed to be at 2 events. One of them with Amtrak, an outreach event for them, and then the other one was for the Hispanic Coalition of Small Business. That's happening at 4:30 this afternoon in the city of San Bernardino. Can't be there because, I got to be here, of course, co-hosting our special guest here today. So couldn't afford to miss that.
Yeah, can't be in so many places at one time. Hey,
Yes.
Fernando, glad to have you. Greetings and salutations to you as well. My week was what was going on in my week? I had classes. I've been teaching all week long. Tax classes. I think I've taught that class 3 times this week. But
Hmm.
I've gotten much accolades for people just really excited to learn about how about taxes and the nuances of taxes. So that's a
Yeah.
somebody even told me that I made taxes what did she tell me? She goes, generally they tune out when they have to attend a class about taxes, but I made it exciting. I thought, wow, okay.
I
So
love it.
that said a lot.
I love it. I love it. That
so
means
so
that means they respect your knowledge, and they can't get enough.
right, and you and I made I made it applicable to their businesses, and not in a sense that it was a threatening thing. It's just something that we got to do,
Yeah.
and it works in our better interest, right?
Yeah.
So, and for you to grow as a business, so I put it in the perspective of business growth and
Hmm.
scaling.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So
As a matter of fact, Monday's the 25th, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
Monday's the twenty
So
fifth.
I'm supposed to be meeting with my tax preparer on Monday to have them file my taxes. So
Okay. Yeah. So you got you're
I
not
got to
doing
I got to do my homework this weekend. Got to
okay.
get my financials and my 1099s and all of that together.
Okie dokie then.
You know what? I gotta say this, man. And I've said it on the show before. I'm not really bragging, but I want to put it out there to all small businesses listening right now. And for those of you who are just tuning in, you are listening and you're watching the Business Zone with Crystal and Gilbert. We're on every Friday from 3 to 4:30. Sometimes we extend it to 5 o'clock, and we talk about how to prepare ourselves to be ready at all times. And when I prepare get my taxes prepared, I don't do it myself because I'm not an expert in that area. So I hire an expert to do that for me. And before I meet with my tax preparer, I always do my homework. And what does that include? Well, I get all my financials in order. I get my 1099s, all my expenses, whether it's medical or home improvement or any type of expenses that I have. I gather all of those documentation together, put them all in one place, and I scan them into the system and I email them to my tax preparer. So when I show up on Monday, all I have to do is sit down and sign the paperwork and bam, it's done.
And that's the way it should be done. There shouldn't be a whole lot of effort happening. It should just be
Exactly.
an effortless process.
Yes, yes. So I don't have to sit there and he's asking me questions. So what about this? What about your motor vehicle registration? What about your insurance? Have you paid? How much did you pay for this? Did you pay staff? Did you pay independent consultants? I don't have to answer all those questions because I already have them documented. I put it in a nice spreadsheet and I email it to him, and then he get to work on that. So when we sit down, all I have to do is sign the paperwork and get out of there. And by the way, I'm not the kind of entrepreneur who pay the government more than they should receive, expecting to get a refund from them. I don't play that. I pay the government just what they require of me. So that's what I do. Don't give me no refunds. I refund myself. All right. So when I get all my stuff together and I meet with my tax preparer, he said, okay, so this is what your tax obligation is going to be. And I said, okay, all right. And if I don't have an obligation, he said, well, you zeroed out everything, so you don't owe the government anything. I said, good, thank you very much for that too.
I will say this about my clients, though. A number of years ago, before the pandemic, my clients, right now, I'd be in the trenches with folks getting prepared And at this point, because we're almost at March 31st, I would be saying, all right, y'all need to just be filing extensions. That's it's right now. Just go ahead and file your extension because you are not going to be ready by April 15th.
They're not going to make it.
And I'm not having to say that at all. Most of my clients are already filed. The ones that were S corps were already filed before March 15th.
Good.
The ones that are filing by April 15th already doing. The ones that we do know that have more complicated situations, they are already we already know what they have to do, and so they are already prepared to do that. So I have to give them kudos for being on top of it, because they've been on top of it all year round, and now it was just a matter of running financials. At the end of the year, they were already, everything was done January, by January 31st, everything was already done. So I want to take my hat off to my clients. They have done a phenomenal job, and I am very proud of them.
You trained them well.
I did.
And how about you, co-host? How was your week? What did you do?
My week was fine. Just some classes, teaching. I did a lot of teaching this week and a lot of coaching. My kids we're getting ready to kick off biz camp for the summer, so we got our flyer up. I'll share that shortly. I am going to the Black Business Association Salute to Women. That's gonna happen. That's gonna happen this Saturday morning.
Saturday?
Tomorrow, and they have a lot. Every woman in Los Angeles that are just been doing some phenomenal outreach, phenomenal things in this city. They are being honored tomorrow.
Oh, that's amazing, man.
The women that are been out there just kicking butt, I'm just gonna say that, they are being honored tomorrow. So tomorrow is the place to be, and so that's where I will be tomorrow in the morning up until probably about 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
So our guest is missing on that list because she doesn't do business in Los Angeles.
Yeah, she's down in Vegas. So this was pretty much all of the LA women. So some of them and some of them, because some of them have been around for a long time, and they're getting their flowers, as you say. This is Sarah Harris's. Sarah Harris is the CEO of the Black Business Association. So Sarah is having her event. GLAC is having their event in, I believe, March 28th. So that's the following week. So everyone is, all of them are doing their salute to women. And that kind of closes it out. The Los Angeles Urban League did theirs 2 weeks ago. They kind of combined Black History Month and Salute to Women at the same time.
Talking about Salute to Women, you remember our guest on the show the last time, Tanny Sylvester, right?
Yes.
So I saw a flyer for the National Latino Business Women Association, and she's being honored over there. I didn't know she was Latina. Is she Latina?
I didn't know. I don't know if she is or not, but she's doing some things. I actually made a referral to her to somebody that was in the industry, and they're making some connections.
I saw her on the list this morning. I was like, wait a second. This was one of our previous guests on the show. And she's all excited. I think she's taught the company. I don't remember the name of the company, but it's not Ramda. It's a different company that she is promoting.
She's representing. She's representing Comcast. So is it Comcast?
No, it wasn't Comcast. It's
okay.
I'll check real quickly and I'll tell you. It's different company. I'm going, wait a second. I can't remember. I don't remember her talking about this company. But yeah, she's being recognized. So, I like that. I like that she's being recognized. And yeah.
Well, let's get our guest on, because let's just honor her right about now.
That's right. That's right.
I'm excited about that. So let me bring up her bio. And we're going to bring her in right now. She's
Hi.
the woman of the hour. Hey,
How are
let
you
me
guys?
just do some shifting around, put you in the highlight. Hello, Adria. Andrea, how are
Hi.
you?
How are you guys?
We are
Doing great.
good, good,
Welcome
good,
to the
good.
business zone,
I know. Nice
Andrea.
to see you guys. Thank
Andrea.
you.
So let me tell you about Andrea. She owns Allegiant Electric LLC. She founded it in 2015. She is a certified woman-owned small business, woman business enterprise, and she's a minority-owned business. She has all the certifications, DBEs, SBEs, and she hails from Las Vegas, Nevada. And here's the thing, she stepped way out the box. She's not doing anything that would be typically women. She is specializing in electrical services, which includes solar, battery storage, and electrical vehicles, charging stations. And prior to founding Allegiant Electric, she was the COO at American Patriot Solar Community in Las Vegas. And she was responsible for overseeing the day to day operations. So today she is the owner of her own business, but she has been awarded Woman of the Year, right?
Yes.
Yes.
No, so I was actually, we were Small Business of the Year for 2022.
Oh, small business.
Right. And we were, and for Region 9. But now, since the last time that I've seen you, I have to have a paper now because I'm starting to add the list. And I
Oh my God. Look at you, girl.
So for 2023, we were named Best of Las Vegas Gold winner in the electrician category. 2024, I was named Enterprising Woman of the Year by Enterprising Women's Magazine. Top Chief Operating Officer of the Year for 2024, International Association of Top Professionals. And I was invited to New York Harvard Club to receive an award with the Women of Excellence. And I was surrounded by women around the world. So this is that.
All right.
Oh
There
my
you go.
God. We are so.
Hold it up. Hold it up again. Let me see it. Hold it up. Hold it up.
Oh, we're so honored to have you.
I got me a screenshot of it so I can brag about you some more. Thank you.
So you are doing things since you've been here. Are you tired, girl? Are you tired?
No, actually, I actually decided, and as I've kind of gone through everything and I look back and think of everything, receiving these awards just goes back to what we were talking about, what you guys were talking about, is the strength and the resilience and the ability to multitask.
Yeah.
Being a mom, like I was saying, I could be in a room, I'm having a full-on conversation, but I still hear what's going on over here because we multitask. That's what we have to do as mothers, as business owners, and just dealing with the different challenges that we face as minority women in the construction industry. I think that my strength from all of that has really, persevered. And then now receiving all these awards and recognitions has actually shown that, all my hard work and tears and everything is definitely worth it. And we're continuing to break ceilings. And I have a project for you, Gilbert, that Crystal and I were talking about that we need to research because when I did attend the White House, I was one of 6 minority small businesses invited to sit with Vice President Harris. But I was at the table out of the 6. I was the only woman in construction. I was the only minority-owned electrical contractor from the United States. I'm non-union. They had a beverage person. They had 3 other people from Venezuela. 2 of them owned food and the other one was the consultant. So I'm trying to figure out, did we break another ceiling here? And I want to verify that.
Yes, you did break another glass ceiling.
And not only that, we went to New York to receive the Women Economic Forum Award in the New York Harvard Club in New York, where 30 years ago, women were not even allowed in the building.
Wow, that is
And
unbelievable.
now I took my little one, Aaliyah, she went on stage with me. So not only was I on stage, now we're putting it forward to the next generation. And she was there playing, and got to meet the owner, well, not the owner, she's the new CEO of Tesla Mexico. Her name is Terry Gutierrez. And Aaliyah and her friends and the kids exchanged numbers. They were taking pictures together. So get ready for these kids, because they're surrounded by women right now that are at this magnitude. So by the time they get out there, the barriers are just going to be gone. So
I am just so proud of you, and you're laying the groundwork for your daughter, that there is no ceiling, right? That you, and especially in a construction industry that generally is male dominant, right? Especially the electrical EV systems. I mean, which is a whole new grounding space, but would definitely be male led, right? So kudos to you, my dear.
Thank you.
Just phenomenal, and a phenomenal woman.
Phenomenally proud of you, Andrea. I mean,
thank you. And you know what? Gilbert was my mentor, and I actually took his contract readiness class. This was, I don't even know how many years ago anymore, Gilbert.
I think it was 2017 or 18, somewhere around there.
And then we've stayed in contact. Anytime I run into something, I call Gilbert, and and for guidance and advice. And I've been on the show, multiple times, talking to you guys and seeing, what I need to do to continue to elevate and scale my business. While I was doing all this, I partnered with 16 amazing Latina women. We got our first book, Latinas in Construction.
Latinas in Construction.
Yes, I'll send you guys a copy if you guys want to get a copy.
Oh, yes, we love it. Now, who are some of the women on here? Do I know any of them? Besides you?
Tina Hernandez, and some of them are from California. So I will be sending you guys an invitation to the launch of the book. And
awesome.
Then, if you send me a direct message, then I could get the prices and everything directly to you. But we'll invite you to this event. There's women from all magnitudes. One from Chicago. There's one that's actually just built her building. I've been following her. And it's another one's from NASA. I mean, these are remarkable women, and we all share our stories inside of this book. So I'm excited to share this with everybody. We plan to have a launch date, hopefully sometime in June, and I'll keep you guys posted. But yes, we're moving and shaking, and we're doing a lot of good things in the community as well.
Now, the name of your company it's Allegiant, right?
Allegiant Electric.
Allegiant. Okay.
And we actually had our name and our business established before they named
the stadium. Yeah, I know.
So people get confused, but yes.
They call the stadium the same name as yours, the Las Vegas Stadium, right? The football stadium.
So we were established in 2015. And we are actually installing 17 EV charging stations at Allegiant Stadium right now. And we're very excited and very proud that they selected us to do this installation.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
I am just now, Gilbert. So I know she's in Vegas, but when the organizations so we can make sure she does get honored up here. I am going to actually have. So I have another I host another podcast called the Community Briefing. So we bring people from all over the countryside.
Yes.
But we need to get you on the radar up here as well, my dear.
Awesome. I would definitely love it. Whatever we could do to connect and
because I think NABAC is a national organization, right? And there are a number of women organizations up here that they need to know what you're doing as well, and that way we can get you recognition up here as well. And who knows, because I know Edison has been looking for individuals that can put EV stations in supermarkets.
Really?
So I don't know if you have the capacity to venture out to the state of California, but I know Southern California Edison. I received a email recently looking for individuals that.
How recent was that?
About a month ago.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna look into that for you.
So I guess if we need to take another test, we need to take another test.
That's right. Well, you are our star performer, so I know you do great.
I am also part of another organization called Hope Binational, and they are located in California as well.
Is that the one with John Bryant?
I don't know.
Hope,
I don't know that name.
Hope Financial.
No,
No.
that's they would be Operation Hope.
Oh,
But I
okay.
will connect you guys with Tina because she's also a mover and shaker, and you guys will just love her. She's
Yeah,
awesome.
definitely. We could get her on the show too. So
Yes, definitely.
yeah,
Yeah, all those
You could get
ladies.
all 16 of
Yeah,
them,
all
Oh,
honestly.
16 of those
Yeah.
yes,
ladies.
yes, yes, definitely. We want to have all 16 of them on the show. And again, folks, if you're just tuning in, this is the Business Zone with Crystal and Gilbert. Our very special guest today is Miss Andrea Vigil, and her company is Allegiant Electric, and she's located LLC, Allegiant Electric LLC. She's located in Las Vegas, guys, and she's done a lot of amazing electrical work. She's breaking glass ceilings left, right, and center. I don't know if you guys heard the crashes in the area in which you operate, but you should be hearing it now because she's powerful, man. She's doing so. I'm so proud of her. You know, I
Thank
mean,
you.
every
So
time
did
we
you
talk
have
on the phone, go ahead, co-host.
did you have any idea? So you started your business in 2015.
Yes.
So did you have any idea that this was going to be the landscape? You know,
Uh,
10
Absolutely
years
not.
later.
No, my husband and I just honestly just wanted to set up our business, do our work, and just basically run our business, make money, cover our bills, and just be happy. That was basically it. I have a 30-year-old. I don't know if you guys. I don't know if you know Gilbert, but I have a 30-year-old, and then we have an 11-year-old. So 20
The
years later.
11-year-old I know
Yeah,
of, not the 20.
yeah. So basically, we started everything over. So honestly, they better watch out for her because this little girl, I came home and she has business cards. She has a website set up, and I
Is
was
that
like,
her behind you? Is that her behind
yeah,
you?
this is her picture. Yes.
Mahaila? Is it Mahaila?
No, Aaliyah. Aaliyah.
Aaliyah.
Aaliyah.
Yeah. So she has her own slime business, and she kept giving the principal at her school my husband's business card, and she said, I don't understand why she keeps giving me the business card. And I said, the lights are out in the bathroom. We've already secured between interior, exterior, and the school probably over $70,000 in work.
Damn.
So,
Yeah.
so she's already working for the
Yeah.
company.
Yes. And we'll go
Man,
to restaurants, and if there's the light or anything needs to be fixed, she goes straight to the counter and says, I need to talk to the manager. We need to hire
man,
our company.
she's already doing business development for the company.
Right.
I love it.
Oh
I love
my
it.
gosh.
We're gonna have
Well,
to
My
you
get her on the
remember,
show one of these days and interview her too.
right. What I mean, you remember during COVID, she basically had school here in the office. She learned how to use the printer, and then the next thing you know, she's selling pictures out of my office, ranging
Oh
from they
man,
started at $1 to $17.
she's a little entrepreneur. I love it,
Yeah.
man. Crystal, she would do great in your BizCam
yes.
program.
Well, I believe there's one in Vegas. I think
Yeah.
there's a nifty program in Vegas. So I
Yeah,
teach.
but I think yours is better.
Yeah, but she'd have to be up here to be in my class. So because
Uh,
we're virtual. I mean we're in person, but there is actually. So I teach kids how to be entrepreneurs. And we take them through setting up their own business and so forth and so on. But I believe the course work that we use, I think there's a program in Vegas. My girlfriend actually, my business partner, her mom lives in Vegas, so she's out there, and I know there is a program out there for
okay.
young kids that are entrepreneurs. I will get the information and
Okay.
share it with you. And they actually at the end there's a competition. And so
Oh,
in that competition, they compete for the best business amongst their peers. And then once they become alums, then they compete from a regional standpoint and then a national standpoint. And then there's now even an international competition
wow. That's amazing.
and so we've had a number of young people that I have one young person that competed in last year this year she went to Hungary, and she was
Wow.
competing against other business owners, other young entrepreneurs from around the world, actually. So I will get
Wow.
that information for you
That's
because
exciting.
She's ready, obviously, and
yeah.
she could be your junior salesperson.
Right.
She's
My other daughter, she's actually doing real estate in California and in Nevada, and she's doing amazing as well. She's looking to participate in the Stanford Latino Entrepreneurship Program. And then she's also joined my Latino Business Entrepreneur Mastermind group. And so we're looking to elevate her and her business and take her to the next level because she's doing good on her own. But I think once she gets surrounded by the small business networks and the different things that are going on that can help her scale her business, I think she'll really, really do good with that.
Now, was that your being an entrepreneur? Was that what you wanted to be when you were their age, or was it did you have
No.
another goal? Okay.
So I grew up in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and basically my mom worked for the city, my cousin worked for the city, everybody worked for the city. At
Okay.
19, I started working for the city, and I just honestly, I didn't want to be the person sitting at the front desk that just did not like their job. So I was just like, I didn't fit in that box. And I left and I went back to school. I was doing real estate. I obtained my real estate license in 98. And my mom, everybody's like, what are you doing? And I just had to just do it. And I went back to school, obtained my bachelor's degree, and then went and received my master's degree. And then in about 2005, my husband and I decided that we were going to move to Las Vegas, Nevada. And at that time, I worked, different jobs, and I had my other daughter in 2012. And then about 6 months, I said, well, I'm ready to go back to work. And that's when I started working for a local neurosurgeon who owned multiple businesses, and I started helping him run his businesses. One of them was American Patriot Solar Community. I knew nothing about solar. I didn't even know what a solar panel looked like. I just follow the money, Crystal, because right? So I got the books, and so I started trying to see where he's spending the money. I figured out he had all of these storage units. So I got the keys and I started opening up all the units, and I'm like, what is this? And I was like, well, why aren't you putting these on people's roofs? He had deposits. Like, these are like $20,000 deposits and these people are waiting months and months and months to get these systems installed. So he had a contractor that was supposed to install them. He didn't want to install them for whatever reason. So then I brought in another subcontractor and started putting all those panels on roofs, and I got rid of all the monthly storage fees that were being paid, and basically started from there and started learning the solar industry. And then at that time, we started also learning the EV charging when it was just on the residential side. And so during about 2015, the end of 2015, the net metering rules changed here in Nevada. And so basically they shut down every solar company here in Nevada. And my husband and I had to lay off everybody, including my husband and myself. So at that point, we were like, what do we do? So we decided we liked running the business, and we still had our little one. My dad had just passed away, so we were trying to balance life. And we decided that we wanted to start our own business. And we started out of our house, just he and I, and then it kind of got a little bigger. Our friend wanted to come work for us, and the HOA was getting mad because I had people, my husband and the other guy going in and out. So we took the leap of faith and opened our business in 2017, with very minimal money. And it's a scary step, to take. And I had been working with Foundation for Independent Tomorrow since I was working with American Patriot Solar Community. So what I called them. They have a couple of programs. One is a WIOA program. The other is an on-the-job training program. And I asked for a person to come and work with me. And it's with the Second Chance program. And so she worked with me for about 3 years. And then after the 3 years, she moved on, to another job. And at that point, we started, growing our business. And now we've outgrown our building. And Gilbert told me I need to talk to you because I want to get an SBA loan and I want to buy a building. That's my next goal. And hopefully the next time I'm on your show, that's going to be my goal. I'm going to rewatch this.
That's the next accomplishment there.
For myself, my personal accomplishment. And hopefully I'm going to talk to somebody next week. We're going to look to putting the curriculum together so that we can offer not just the on-the-job training part, but get accredited so we could offer the theory, and we could have a whole electrical training program that we can offer to people that come to our organization. And I also have helped 7 of my employees get qualified to buy a house.
Oh,
And
wow.
so prior to moving out to Las Vegas, I ran a nonprofit organization. I was the program director, and I helped families that were either disabled or had somebody in the household with a disability through the process of home ownership and utilizing their Section 8 home voucher to purchase a home. And one of my clients actually got invited, George Bush, I'm going to date myself. He actually, they invited her to the White House. She was one of the first participants to go and complete that program. And so I just kind of, how every time as I don't have sons, okay, so as we were talking about, and I guess God didn't bless me with any sons because I have so many sons and all my employees. These men, I swear, me and Arcel, we got some needy men out there. That we have a lot of mama's boys, Gilbert. And we're like, no, I ain't your mama. I picked Janet Jackson off. You're not Janet Jackson.
There would be a whole lot of jealous. Your children, your male children, would have a problem. That's why he didn't give you sons.
So they come to you for everything as a small business owner, all walks of life. And so one of my guys, Gabe, he's been with me for 6 years. He was living with his mom and dad. He was sleeping on the couch, and his dad passed away. And he was like, I want to get a house. So I helped him. I referred him to one of my friends and got him qualified, got him pre-qualified, and he was able to buy his house. And now he is supporting he lives with his elderly mother. She's about 86. And then he also takes care of his disabled brother. And so the next thing that I need to see what I could do to try to advocate for him or see what we could do is they need the resources with regards to the home health care, because his poor mother is having to take care of him because they don't have adequate home health care for that situation. So
that's unbelievable, Andrea. I didn't know these things about you. You've done quite a bit, man. You've done so much for community that a lot of organizations, we call them CBOs, community-based business organizations, a lot of them don't even do that much for their own people as you have done.
Well, I think we just need to continue empowering each other. And a lot of times what I learned, I had gotten HUD certified, is that a lot of the people that were coming to me didn't have basic financial literacy. Mm-hmm. They didn't have a bank account. They didn't know how to establish credit. They didn't know how to do all these basic things. So you can't just say, oh, we have all this housing money, when they don't even know how to get the money or how to utilize the money. So we put a program, I did the home buyer training, and then basically pulled all the resources together so then they could utilize that to buy their homes. Once you empower them with home ownership, then that changes things for people.
I think, Andrea, that especially those of us that are we're both minorities, that when we learn what we learn, we have to reach back and teach our own, right? Mm-hmm. Because overall, what we accomplish to be able to build a better community a better landscape for our community, we have to go back. We both are, the Black and brown, we have the same issues, right? The financial literacy is an issue, right? Understanding money, how money can work for you, understanding that home ownership is an asset and therefore is a step up for you because it changes your whole dynamic, your economic dynamic. And so, it's so important that we do go back and give back, even though we're doing what we're doing on a business side. It is so important to take accountability for the other people in our community, because it makes us that much more successful when we're not there by ourselves. That's why I do what I do from a philanthropy side. I think it only makes sense to have a philanthropy side of us.
Right. I think it is definitely important, and just staying connected. I mean, we've participated with the Las Vegas Metro Police Department toy drive for over 9 years. We participate when they call us for water drives or anything that they have, going on in the community, and just making sure that the community, knows we're not just an electrical company. We're a company that's part of the community. The community is important to us, and we want to continue to, thrive and see how we could all grow and how I can continue empowering my employees so then they can, buy houses and help their families. And we just all continue to rise together. So I think it's awesome. We're also wiring a custom home. This one's about 28,000 square feet. Something we've done some large homes, 20,000, and this is an area that we're expanding in, and we're excited to be partnered with this company. And I hope that it'll give us a lot more opportunities to continue doing these custom homes and continue to allow our employees to learn, because custom homes at this magnitude, they're not, if you come to me and say, oh, I'm a experienced electrician, not at this level. This is different.
Yeah.
Do you think do you think in the future do you have an apprentice program? I do know that not a lot of our kids are college material, but hands-on training, trades are excellent, and obviously the electronic industry or trade is phenomenal, just like plumbing or any of the construction trades is a great way, a great foundation and a skill set for a business. Is that part of
Right.
your future, is creating an apprenticeship training
That
program?
is. So right now we're partnered with Central Technical Training Academy, and they have a program. So if they're in 10th grade or 11th grade, they can learn plumbing, HVAC, electrical, and they're also doing like the 3D printing. Honestly, the 3D printing class, my younger daughter has a little 3D printer, and I was like, oh, I don't know if this will be advanced enough for her, because she's already making the things they're making in 10th and 11th grade, and she's 11. So we're also partnered with another school. We're looking to partner with Cristo Del Rey, and they have another work program. So they will send, like, let's just say the student, it's a private school. They'll send them to like an attorney's office or possibly to my company, and then they'll get the on-the-job training to help offset the pay for their school. So that's the next thing that I wanted to do is get the accreditation so that we have the ability to teach the theory. When I buy a building, Gilbert, this is, I'm putting it on my vision board.
Exactly. When you buy the building,
I need a building, I need an office space, and I need a classroom space, and I need a space. So we've already looked at school facilities. So we could have the classroom where we would teach the theory part of it, and then we would have like workstations. So then we could teach the hands-on. And things change. We don't just do residential, commercial. We do solar, battery storage, EV, and things are continuously evolving. So we do many panel upgrades. We've done probably over 600 panel upgrades, like over the course of the time that I've owned our business. And as renewable energy continues to evolve, people, they put solar on their house, they put EV chargers in their house, but they forget to realize that they're going to need a new main electrical panel. So that's a lot of things that that we deal with. They'll sell you a new car, but they didn't check your panel. So your car's coming tomorrow and you need a panel upgrade, and I'm not going to be able to get you a panel upgrade for 4 to 6 weeks, because I depend on the utility, which is Nevada Energy, and they schedule the date. So I think people need to educate themselves when they're looking at EV charging and battery storage and solar, to make sure that they really fully understand that before they take that step, they need to look at their main electrical panel, so they're not with a car that they cannot charge.
Now in Las Vegas, it makes sense because of the heat, and the has I know one of the biggest issues, and I think I said in a workshop once or a seminar on, you guys have grown so fast that your electrical grids and your water resources haven't quite caught up with the speed of growth. So
Right.
solar makes sense for you guys. So you guys are really expanding faster, I would say, than California in
Well,
that space.
I think the solar market, in since I've been in it since 2013, I think it's like the gold rush. So you get all these people that come in 2013 to 2015, and the utility basically shut everything down, and then it comes back up. But then you have a lot of salespeople that don't tell the truth. All these people end up with all these different issues. So I don't have salespeople that work for us. If somebody wants to come to us and install solar, I do have financing available, and they can, if they want to do cash, then basically I'll direct them to my distributor. They can buy all the material, and then we'll just do the installation for them and get everything commissioned and everything and interconnected. And then they'll basically be, good to go. On the EV charging, we've actually elevated in the sense that we're now in the commercial side of it. So we installed, I believe it was 42 EV chargers along the highway going to Prim. And these ones were Tesla. We've also done some other ones in Mesquite. We're going to be installing another 20 Siemens EV chargers here throughout the state of Nevada. I received a call from SMAPI. They're out of Belgium. I don't know how these people are getting my name, but somehow they're getting my name, and they want to come from out of the country, and they're looking to start selling their products in the United States. And I need to kind of understand how that works. We're going to be going hopefully to Monterey. They're getting a Tesla factory set up over there. And it's interesting, and just learning and understanding as I'm continuing to grow is to understand trade. A lot of times we don't talk about trade and how it works and how many times it takes for material to cross back and forth over the border. And I think a lot of, these other classes at a different level, like the Hope Binational, really gave me the opportunity to meet people that are talking about these kinds of things. To take me to Mexico, I had the opportunity to go to the embassy to really understand what's going on. Why is it taking us up to a year to receive the gear? That slows down everything for us. And right now in Nevada, people are talking about all these companies that are monopolizing, but we have all of our small electrical distribution companies are getting bought out by one large company. And it's just happening underneath our eyes, and nobody's paying attention to it. And my prices have increased still another 10%. So I'm like, you guys are all coming together. Shouldn't my prices be cheaper?
Well, not when there's a monopoly, and I guess that's it. I mean, there's so much stuff going on. So, is most of all of the casinos, do they all have EV stations, or?
A lot of them do. What we're seeing now is a lot of multifamily, and then a lot of new construction. So basically, what I'm starting to see is these builders will put it in their plans, but a lot of times they'll bring people from out of state. They don't understand our soil. Our soil is different than any other state. It gets very hot here. So we had a company that came, they were from Utah, and they provided all the material, and my project manager said, this isn't going to work. And they said we could have it. We said, we don't even want it. What are you going to, you need to replace that material with what's necessary for our soils here to make sure, because I know what's going to end up happening is I don't want to end up being the solar maintenance repair company having to fix a lot of work for people. Thank you. No, thank you. Been there, done that with the solar industry. Let's do it right the first time, and then we could just do minimal maintenance and repair.
That's correct.
I can see multiple locations in other states. Do you see that in your future as well?
I do. And Mark, our project manager, he told me, Andrea, they want us to onboard with this program, and they're asking if we're willing to go all over the states. And I said, well, I mean, just sign us up, and we'll go from there. Like I said, if my husband needs to get licensed, or I need to go take another license, whatever, another test, then we see what we need to do, or build relationships with other electrical contractors and see how we could continue to help each other. I think I was talking about, there's different resources that we have within our state. And so I've applied for 2 grants, and I'm looking now with these 2 grants. One of them that I received, I'm using for OSHA training to make sure that all my guys go to work with 10 fingers, 10 toes, and come home with the 10 fingers, 10 toes. They're actually also doing site visits and showing up to make sure my guys are wearing all their PPE. We just actually partnered with another general contractor and completed our first city job, our second prevailing job. So I'm just entering that market, and I'm getting a little bit of pushback and seeing all those invisible barriers. But Gilbert and we came up with a different game plan, and I'm going to elevate above that. So that's what we're going to do.
That's what I'm talking about, man. See, she's always thinking outside of the box, and I love that because, we know that in this industry, people are always trying to hold us down, keep us down, do whatever they can. But like they say, you can't keep a good man down, you can't keep a good woman down. We're
Right.
always going to get out.
And I was
Wow.
never meant to be put in a box either. So.
That's right.
I think I love your big vision, and I can see you being not just the local in Nevada, but definitely the international national company.
I've
With
been
that,
approached about franchising our business, and I had never really thought about that. So I'm not opposed to anything right now. We're going to continue growing our business and see
well,
where the next
especially
step is.
with you adding on the educational piece, the training piece of what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Couple that with the benefit, the that your asset is your human asset as well, your employees, you with
Right.
the push on home ownership, empowering them to empower themselves. I think that's a good philosophy for a company to have different locations across the country and to have multiple locations. I
Right.
think all of those coupled together with an apprenticeship program attached to that, that's a good look.
Yep.
So,
I think
so,
so.
so Andrea, I'm going to share a little story with you because what you're saying sounds very similar to another client that I had, started back in 2002. So he started out with $2,500 in his pocket, started an electrical business, but his electrical business was home electrical. He only does residential. Very, very rarely would he do commercial. Helped him to get a few government contracts, and he did those, but he didn't really relish those much. After a while, he was saying, I want a franchise. Well, he didn't say he wants a franchise. Someone approached him and said, are you willing to franchise? Because he was doing so well. Remember, I said he started out with $2,500 in his pocket, right? So, and this was back in 2002. So while he was doing what he was doing and becoming a trailblazer in the industry, another company, and he did the same thing you're doing. You go to all these conferences and events, you're meeting with movers and shakers, but one of those movers and shakers at those events is really going to see you for what you're about, what you bring to the table. They're going to offer to buy your business.
That's already happening.
That's what they did to him. They offered to buy his business. Now, this is the third time I'm saying this. Remember, he started out with $2,500 in his pocket, right? Guess how much he sold the business for?
I don't know, 10 million?
$28 million.
Oh, I'm ready to retire. I'll go live in Bora Bora. I'm good.
Okay. And this guy, I mean, he's not as highly educated as many of the contract. I mean, he had high school education, right? But he's a hard worker. And as mover and shaker, he had a vision just like you. He saw things on a big scale. I even gave him a job at my place where, I hired him to do all the electrical in my house, and he did that. So, and I would refer him to all these other places. He sold the business $28 million, and he wasn't the one who was trying to sell. They approached him. They're saying, hey, we love what you do. Your standard operating procedures are amazing. He had over 21 different employees that worked for him, and he had different facilities. He was just penetrating the Vegas market when he
Right.
got bought up. So I know
Interesting.
the same thing can happen for you, and that's why it gives me such great joy to hear you say the things you're doing, the planning, the organization, the foresight, the forecasting, looking ahead, thinking on a macro level versus a micro level.
Right.
And eventually somebody is going to approach you and they're going to want to buy your business. Now, the only way you can get the kind of money that you really want is if you understand what your value is, your business value, your
That's
value and the
true.
business value.
Right.
So what he did, we, we I coached him on how to, prep the business, run the business, running his employees, the standard operating procedure, compliance issues, all of those things. But we also help him to understand how to do a valuation on his business. So he did the valuation before they approached him to buy the
Mm.
business. That's how he had an idea how much the business was worth. It was really worth. You
Oh,
see
that's
what I mean?
good. Right.
So evaluation is, it's probably going to be the next step in your business that you're going to do, where you know exactly how much it's worth, because all the things you've done, all the clients you've had, the recognitions that you got, those things have value. So those values got to be incorporated into your evaluation as well.
Right. And we
Yeah.
want to, that's why we are looking, back to our financials to
Yeah, she
get
has
our
to get the
monetary limit increase so then we could take it to the next level. So
Yes,
we could
yes,
aggressively go after those government opportunities and see, what other doors open for us.
yes.
If it means, like I said, I got invited to India in July,
Hmm.
and I'm open and interested in learning what other
Yeah,
opportunities are
yeah,
out there for us on a global level,
yeah,
even on a state level. We have already received multiple companies wanting to either invest or do like a share. So if they send us EV charging deals, then they want a percentage of it. And I'm like, I'm already doing this. I don't really see the benefit.
yeah,
And then they want a percentage of everything going forward.
yeah.
I've been doing what we need to do on our own. I don't need anybody else to come in
Right.
and try to
no,
do
but
And
anything.
I think so. Gilbert is absolutely right. With those type of deals, you definitely want to know your value, your
hmm
evaluation of what you're bringing to the table, so
yeah,
you
Right.
make sure. So yeah, we do need to get the financial piece together.
yeah.
So when you go to, with your CPA, and they can do a full evaluation of what that looks like, and what, whatever expansions that you're looking at doing, that gives you a full picture
And
I
of
even,
the
definitely, I definitely want you and Crystal to get together, because I'm
right.
telling you, I see some dynamic things coming out of this, and you two working together is going to be phenomenal, because that's going to just put you in a different category, different level.
Absolutely. And I also want to connect with the person that you said from the NLBWA. That would
Yeah.
probably be a good person for me to connect with as well.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And then I believe they're looking for us to go to California for the book launching sometime in May. So I'll definitely keep you
All
guys.
Oh
right.
yeah, we'd love to connect
I'll be
with
in your
you.
neck of the woods.
When you come here, you let us know ahead of time, so
Yep,
Yeah, so we
like
can get
Crystal and I
together.
host you. Okay.
definitely. I want to go to the places you guys go eat. I
Yeah.
always like
Okay.
the local restaurants that you guys like.
And
We host
we
you definitely.
we love that. I am just so I'm just, I mean, just in a year, because you were just here a year ago,
Yes.
and you have just done some amazing,
Every time I
phenomenal
talk to
things.
her, man,
Thank you.
I feel so proud, and I feel inspired, and it's just amazing. And when I first met Andrea, in my class that I was teaching there in Vegas, she was so quiet. She never said anything. She just sit there and she would listen to the material that I'm disseminating. And then after the class, she would call me and, say, hey, how about this? What about this? This is what I'm thinking. And I'm going, oh, okay, I like that. So that's how I met Andrea, man. And she's
Yeah.
been going up, 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 up ever since then.
She was absorbing.
Yeah.
That's the student that I am. I just go and listen. I'm like a sponge. And then I have to think about the questions that I want to ask. And at that point, but something you'd be excited and proud is that there's another person that was in our class that you taught as well, Lamar. So I received a grant for a security camera from the city of Las Vegas, and I am basically hiring Lamar. So that's
beautiful.
Small businesses helping small businesses.
Beautiful.
That's, and I think sometimes we forget to do business with each other and get business for each other. But I try to make a diligent effort to stay connected with my small business community and to make sure that we're, either referring or trying to buy material or anything like safety vests, jackets, hard hats, all my small business community.
And he seemed like someone who really pays attention to the guidelines, the rules. He follows it. He does what he needs to do. I mean, I remember we had a meeting when I was there in Vegas. We had a meeting at one of the casinos, and he was pitching to this the CEO to one of the casinos. They love his ideas, but for some reason they didn't follow through because I think they had their own way how they wanted to do it, which was not what he had in mind, because he had a very innovative way of doing it, which would be successful, but they had that corporate philosophy about it, which, it just didn't work out. But yeah.
Right. And even we're partnering with some of our distributors, like even this evening, even on a personal level, we're going to, we've been buying material from him. He's another minority owned company that I met at one of these classes. So we're going to go watch the Tough Enough tonight. So we're going to go, I don't know what that's all about, but I'm going for a good time. I got a date night.
Girl, you just have a very open mind about stuff. I love it. But congratulations.
Amazing, man.
You are. And
go ahead, Crystal. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was gonna ask, how was the event in New York that you went to, that recognition event? How was that? Tell me a little bit about it.
It was empowering. I was in that room, with women from around the world, from different walks, different businesses. And it was just everybody supporting each other. And there was, nobody's jealous of one person or, you're in my field and I'm in your field. They were just there. What could I do to help you? How can I help you grow your business? And like I said, we were in a room full of women where women were not allowed at. And I'm just baffled. 30 years ago, I'm 51. I was 21 years old. I mean, that I couldn't even believe that was still even possible.
Yeah.
And to take my daughter on stage, that just really was so empowering, because it just really shows what women can do together to unite and empower one another so that we can all grow and just continue breaking barriers along the way.
So going back to the franchise in question, are you willing to franchise? Would you consider it?
I think I need to learn more about it. I did attend a franchise event. There was a lot of people from the NFL there. And so I would be interested in exploring what it means, but I think I'm not quite there yet. I think I need to get my financials perfect. I need to do my evaluation of my company, and then I could explore other types of things. I'm still a few steps behind.
The reason I ask you that event that you went to in New York with all those women, and being empowering, working together and all of that, it would be easy for you to franchise with one of them who's up and coming, who probably don't understand the landscape, so you can kind of teach them and guide them. So you put a system in place and say, okay, here's a ready-made system. Use this to set up your shop in your community, in your area, and I'll provide you procedures. I'll provide you guidance and all of that. And of course, they'll pay a certain amount, monthly or quarterly or how you want to do it. But that would be a good way. Another thing I want to tell you about the New York event you went to, events like those is where you're probably going to find either a buyer for your business or a strategic partner that can help you to elevate bigger. Those types of events.
Absolutely. And the lady that was sitting at the table, she's from Puerto Rico, and she opened a school in India. She's the one that had invited us out there. And she's just partnering with a solar manufacturer. She does not know anything about solar. So what you're talking about, I told her, I was happy to mentor her or see what we could do to kind of take it to the next level. So those kinds of things are happening already. And you're absolutely right. When I sometimes I keep I keep going to all these classes that they have, but I've already outgrown that. I need to be in a different room, in a different surround myself with people that are at a different level to help me grow.
Right. Gilbert, I think you might want to make some introductions to Robin Thorne and as well with the Demo Chicks and also Bianca Bovecki.
And Theodora.
Those would be some amazing ladies because you guys are all cut from the same fabric, man.
Yes.
What's her name? Robin is she has an environmentalist company, and she's a chemical engineer.
Wow.
And she has a company called Demo Chicks, where she has her own engineering company, but she also has a nonprofit called Demo Chicks, where she introduces young girls to the construction industry.
Awesome.
I think you two would be amazing together. And then Theodora, she does the hiring for a number of major projects here in Los Angeles, doesn't she?
Yeah, she does.
She's incredible, and Bianca Bovecki, she has a construction company too. But these are all women that are broke through some glass ceilings in the construction industry. And maybe when you come, we can make sure we introduce you. But we're going to introduce you beforehand because I think you guys would just do some dynamite stuff together. On some projects together. You're all in construction, but in different areas of expertise. But you all have the same type of mindset of how you approach this industry that's predominantly male. And I'll probably see both of those ladies tomorrow when I go to the salute to the women, and I'm going to mention you. But I'm just sitting here listening to you going, oh my God, that's Robin, because I've had this conversation with Robin. Oh my God, I know this is Bianca.
Right. Awesome. I appreciate it. I definitely do.
Now, does Amtrak go through Vegas? Does it go through Vegas?
So they're just building a train. That's something that's in the works that's just getting started. I don't know when that's going to get started. I was talking to Crystal earlier. I believe Paramount is going to be coming out here. Mark Wahlberg is pushing that. So we're busting out at the seams with the different industries that are out here with the sports. Now we have Universal. They're actually putting another it's going to be I want to say a Halloween type themed place out here. Then now we have Paramount. I've never dealt with the movie industry, so that's going to be interesting to see how that dynamic changes. But I just think that, we're in a good place where we're have that 28,000 square foot home. And I think we're going to continue building that size and above. I mean, they're just going to keep growing out here.
Had they approved the high speed? I thought it had the high speed from California to Vegas.
They have. I don't know when that's going to get started, but I know that's already been the funding has already been approved for that.
Okay.
Do you remember when we were in Vegas and we were talking about, now they're building the stadium, everything else is going to come. You remember that?
Right.
And it's coming to fruition because first it was the football industry, right? The football, they're building the stadium. Then the next thing you know, all types of entertainment is coming to Vegas.
Yeah.
The one thing I loved when I was there, I love that mayor, man. That woman, she's phenomenal. Can she bring all these events to Vegas that other cities don't get to bring to their town?
Right.
So every event you can think of, like the NBA, they have the summer league there. You know,
Mm-hmm.
that's like a staple. That makes a lot of money. Now LeBron James, he wants to buy an NBA team and set it up in Vegas.
Right.
You
I
know,
hope he does. That'll be exciting.
oh man. And you got the WNBA there, they're a
Right.
champion. And then you got the hockey team, right? The
Correct. Mm-hmm.
what's the name?
The
The
Golden
Knights.
Knights. The Golden
Right,
Knights.
Golden Knights.
Uh-huh.
Those guys are champions. So all
Right.
of that came to Vegas in a short time, in the last 3 to 5 years, right?
Right.
And now the movie industry is thinking about coming there.
Yeah.
There is so much land there to develop in Vegas. So much land.
Absolutely.
Because you see where your business is right there. There's a lot of land in that
I know.
area. And then when you take the freeway and you're going like northeast, there's a lot more land there to build.
Exactly.
It's amazing, man. So you're primed right now to do some great things. But like you and I said the last time when we spoke, we're gonna work on getting you it through the door of some federal opportunities, because
Right.
I think that's gonna work a lot better for you than some of what you're doing right now there in Vegas.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm
So
excited. I'm ready. Let's do it.
yes.
Yeah, I think they needed when they had the All-Star game back there, 10, 20 years ago,
Yeah.
that didn't quite go over quite so well
No.
in Vegas, and Vegas wasn't quite ready for all those
Yeah.
people.
Right.
Right.
At the time, their infrastructure just wasn't equipped for over 1 million people, and I was there, and it
Yeah.
definitely wasn't equipped for
Wow.
1 million people.
It
Uh,
wasn't.
no, but it grew.
Yeah.
It has then. I think it recognized what it needed to do. So by the time the Super Bowl got there this past in
Yeah.
January,
Yeah.
I think it was ready,
It
and
Right.
was
so
ready,
it
because a
was
lot of
ready.
people are moving from California to Vegas to
Right.
reside now. They're
Yeah.
buying.
So now I think it's ready for whatever.
Yeah.
But 20 years ago, oh no, we couldn't even get out the city.
Right.
I think
We,
what you're doing is just amazing, and
Thank you.
you're primed to take on some of these bigger opportunities, man. So, like I say, we're gonna get together, you and I. We're gonna put our heads together and see how we can tap into some of those federal opportunities for you. So
Absolutely.
then, not only do you get to spread your wings, but you get to hire so many more employees from the communities.
Right.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, definitely when you get here, let us know. We
I will.
truly want to connect with you. Either Gilbert or I will talk, and we'll make that introduction to the ladies that are here, because I
Okay.
think you guys can. And when I think about it, Gilbert and I are talking about it, but I think you guys would be fantastic.
And maybe after we do that, Crystal, we can work on a summit, like a female summit, the women in construction summit or something like that.
I
And
got
then
16 already that are ready.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then, get some of the bigger sponsors to sponsor it,
Yeah, I could see. Yeah, I could see Edison definitely jumping in on that.
Yes.
That would work. Yeah, because they would be looking for something like that. Yeah, I
Oh,
can see
yeah.
that. Community briefing. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that. In fact,
Yeah.
I host as I said, the pilot, and we're definitely going to have you on it. It's called the community briefing, and it was
Okay.
I launched it, or it was inspired during the pandemic, because I felt our small businesses were not going to get information in a timely manner, where it came to how they were supposed to stay in business, where the
Right.
money was supposed to come, and most importantly, who were the stakeholders that were speaking on their behalf.
Yeah.
So once I did that, I brought a number of people together, and so we hosted every week. I hosted every week. It's kind of a podcast kind of environment.
Okay.
So I bring everybody. I have a producer, and they reach out and they bring people to the table, and then we figure out, how do we collaborate together? How do we work together? How do
Okay.
we keep each other informed? And how do we know what everybody's doing,
Mhm.
where it pertains to us? as the little people.
Right, exactly. No, definitely.
And so it's been growing. It's been we have been on the air now for 4 years, and it's just really starting to take some hold. We do some breakouts every quarter. We do a breakout on areas that are pertaining to our business owners, to our certified, to our businesses that want to do certified business, that real estate, things like that. So it just depends. Banking, whatever's important to the community, then we bring those individuals together, and then we have conversations. So our organizations, I'm big on us closing our silos,
right,
and us all working together to create a bigger voice, so that we'll be heard in this very noisy world, that those of us that are minorities don't get heard. We just hear chatter. So, but if we had a big voice, then we will get heard.
Exactly.
Using our numbers and using our voice, being unified in things that are important to us in our communities.
Right. I completely agree. No, I'd be excited, and I'd love to attend that.
Okay, I'm gonna have his name is Stephen Turner. I'll have him reach out to you, because they need to know who you are.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Okay.
And
you guys
Andrea,
always championing me.
you and Crystal definitely need
and
to
I
get
will
together.
Yes.
So let me send you. I will email you my calendar link so we can get on the calendar, and then let's look at and get your financial piece together.
Awesome.
Yes, because once we
so
get that part going, then we can get you the line of credit. See, the other part I didn't tell you about this client of mine that sold his business for 28 million. He was able to start working on getting lines of credit.
Right.
And I think he was up to like $500,000 or $1 million in lines of credit. So those things are good leverage for you and your business. So we want to get you to that area too. So once you have that, then you can make big moves.
Awesome. No, I'm excited.
Yes.
All righty.
Yes, definitely. Well, I'm so happy to have you on this program. You're just so phenomenal, and you're humble. You're doing big things. You know, in Jamaica, they have a saying that, you know, they said, "Me little but me talawa," meaning that I'm small but I'm powerful. Right?
Small but mighty.
That's you right there.
That's what women are. Small but mighty.
That's awesome.
As one of the ladies said yesterday when we on the community briefing, we're all the CEO women in the house, and we were like back. So, but thank you for honoring us through for Women's History Month. It's great catching up with you, and we're just honored, and we are just thrilled for all the incredible things that are going on in your world. I like the fact you have to have a whole list now.
Right.
You have to have papers to go like, oh yeah, and this and this and this and this.
Yeah.
And I just want to make a public service announcement again on your behalf, Andrea, that your company's name is Allegiant Electrical LLC.
Yeah.
And Allegiant Electrical was established way before the Los Angeles football stadium.
I mean, Las Vegas, not the Los Angeles.
I mean, the Las Vegas. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So I just want folks to know that, you know, her company was established back in 2015. The stadium was established in 2020, around about there.
Right.
Okay. So keep that in mind, guys. Don't be sending her any cease and desist letters and
right,
telling her to change her.
True that. Well, thank you. Well, enjoy. Was it tough enough? That's what you're going to tonight?
I'm going to that. So I'll keep you guys posted.
Yeah, let us know what that is.
Yes, let us know, man, because there might be some principles in there.
All right.
All righty. Bye-bye. It's wonderful. Enjoy your weekend. Bye-bye.
Thank you for being on the business zone.
Yes. Awesome.
Man, this is great, man. I always love having Andrea on the show.
Yes, she's cool.
Yeah, she brings energy. She brings wisdom.
And just all the accolades and all the accomplishments she's made in just that little short period of time.
Yeah.
That short period of time. So yeah, awesome. So yeah, we definitely need to get her, introduce her to those other power ladies
those
in
other powerful
construction.
ladies. And I really do believe, Crystal, that we should start hosting like a female summit. You know, Fernando said, great guest.
Yeah, I think so. Yes. All the women that are just doing incredible things.
We should do a female summit, man, with all the powerful women. And believe me, it's gonna catch on because nobody else is doing it. You know, so we should be the first to do that, to launch a female summit and bring all these powerful ladies together so the world can see what they're doing, because they're making changes, you know, one change at a time, but not too many people are hearing about it. So yeah, we want to be their cheerleaders, and we want to broadcast.
I think so. Well, thank you, Fernando, for tuning in. I need to go water my garden because it's finally the time changed, so I get that extra hour so I can water in the evening and not try to squeeze it in.
What are you planting now? What fruits?
Last week I just planted. We did tomatoes. We planted our corn.
Did you do the zucchini again? Or
not yet. We're going to be doing that this weekend. But it'll be zucchini, cucumber, and squash, and butternut squash. But right now, just tomatoes. We got 6 different types of tomatoes that we're growing.
Wow.
And we already have our collard greens and broccoli and stuff. So those will be coming to end soon. I did buy a Mexican guava plant. I actually, they were giving away fruit plants trees today at one of the parks. So I picked up a Mexican guava. I already have a guava with the yellow meat. I think the Mexican guava is with the pink meat. So
yeah,
we're going to plant that this weekend.
We had both of those. We had the yellow one and the pink one.
I already have a yellow one that's growing. It grew during the winter months. So now I guess I don't guess the yellow one may be for the summer. So so it'll be the alternative. And what else we got?
Have you tried planting sweet potatoes? Have you tried planting?
Oh my God, we did last winter, and they were
grow, right?
You just kind of, potatoes are just, in fact, we have a sweet potato plant now, so we're going to plant that on Sunday. You just put that in the soil.
Yeah, and it just grows.
Leave it, and it just does its own thing. So we have a plant that you can actually buy them from the store, let them create their, they call them silks, but we actually bought one that was already done from the nursery, and so we just need to put it in the soil. And then the potatoes, we have a bunch of ones with all of the sprouts already. So we're going to throw those in some soil. You just leave them, and they take about 20-something weeks. And then you just dig them up, and then there you just have a bountiful. So we had sweet potatoes. And
if I had a garden like you, man, I would plant sweet potatoes because it's easy to grow. You know, I mean, I bought some potatoes from the store because I was getting ready to make Jamaican sweet potato pudding. Right? So I had it on the counter and I had it sit there for about 2-3 weeks. And next thing I know, it started growing by itself.
The shoots start to shoot out by themselves. Yeah, we actually, our potato was so big. It was actually about this big. I'll have to send you a picture of it. I had 2. One about this big and one a little bit smaller, and then some smaller ones. Timmy actually made them. That was our sweet potato for Thanksgiving. And then he froze some, and then we had some for Christmas as well, because it was huge. It was big, and he made some pies out of it. And so we'll do the same thing. And then we had potatoes. So we got pretty much everything. So we're getting ready for our summer planting.
Fernando is laughing.
We got our own harvest thing going on. There's a show I watch on that I watched. It's on Cinemax,
You
and
said, how big was it?
it was like that. And truly, this is not the fish. This is not the fish story, Fernando. It literally was that big. I know where you were going with this. It was that big. Now this. In fact, it was so big. My brother-in-law, when he was trying to cut it, he was trying to, peel it. He was like, "Oh my God, was that a workout?" But it was so sweet. It was so very sweet. It shocked us because he said he woke up early when we came downstairs because he wakes up at like 3-4 o'clock in the morning to do the Thanksgiving dinner. He was looking all worn out. We were like, "What's wrong with you?" He goes, that sweet potato, boy, it took me an hour and a half just to peel the potato and then to chop it up.
Oh man!
Into little cubes, but it was very good. But yeah, so sweet potatoes are very easy to grow. Potatoes are very easy to grow. Corn as well. The only thing so here's what we have found with our growing. Yeah. What we found with our growing is we're being a little stingy, right? We were thinking put 1 or 2 plants in a pot, and we didn't want to overcrowd them. Right. Well, we have found this is year 4 that we've been doing this. Yeah, that we have been underserving the plants. So now for our corn, we realize that we can put 11 plants in one little pot, and that'll be better served because for corn, in order for it to fertilize, the silks, the wind has to blow the silks. They have to blow the seeds into the silks. Yeah. So we only had like 5 in a pot. Now we put 11 in a pot, so then it'll blow. So we had to self-pollinate. So now
you learn as you go along.
We learn as we go along. So now we just throwing stuff in now. Like, okay, so we put 6 tomatoes in the pot this go around, different varieties, and I threw some basil in with them. So now we're gonna have a nice little. It's gonna be overflowing now. So we're gonna see what happens, and we're doing seeds on everything this go around.
One of these days, man, I'll invite you guys over for some sweet Jamaican sweet potato pudding, man. Because I make it like, maybe every other week. But
really? That often, huh?
Yeah, man, it's good. I love it because that's my dessert. So I'll make a big baking pan, like a 9.5 by 9.5, and then I'll have a secondary little pan, pan. Oh yeah, man.
Okay, wait, we have to do that.
I'll invite you guys over, man, so you guys can check it out. Because
okay. Well, then when we grow, in fact, I think Sunday we're gonna go we only have 1 sweet potato, but 1 sweet potato plant will probably grow about 10 plants. But we're gonna go get a second plant, so we'll grow you some too. How about that?
Fernando says sweet potato pudding, yummy.
Yeah, because it's nothing like homegrown vegetables. They are on a whole nother level than anything. For one thing, they harvest the plants in the store too soon, and then they ripen. They don't really ever ripen. So ours, they ripen on the vine. Yeah. And so they're amazing. So, and they just taste so different from what you buy in the store. Our blueberries, our raspberries are the sweetest I've ever tasted. I just got yesterday I was tasting my strawberries. I actually took bananas. You know how bananas overripe so fast you can barely eat them fast enough. So now I just cut them off as they, when they turn all black and brown, and I just stick them down in the soil. So now all of that sweetness is going into my strawberries. You just experiment when you grow.
Man, all that talk about the food in your garden is making me hungry.
Well, we're going to let you go eat. We're going to tell our guests. We're going to tell our viewers. We will see you next week. working on our guest for next week. So please come back. That's our last guest for the Women's History Month. And so we'll see you next Friday at 3:00. You guys have a fantastic weekend. I hear it's raining this weekend, so try to stay dry.
Well, Fernando, thank you for joining us, my brother. And this has been great. And we're still trying to wait and see when you're going to be a guest on the show, man. We still want to bring you on so you can tell your story.
Next month is history, is a health month, is business month, is all those months in one month, Fernando. Something in there will fit for you, man.
All right, man. Look forward to having you on the show, my brother, and co-host. This has been an amazing show. As usual, you do a great job. So keep up the good work. And I think we should think real seriously about that Women's Summit, man. That would be a great thing.
We definitely will.
Yeah, and let's put it on. We could do it in conjunction, the Business Zone and the community briefing.
Yes, I think so.
Just post it that way and, get Pacific Coast and all these other organizations to participate.
I think so. I love it. I love it.
All righty.
All righty. See you later. Have a good weekend.
See you next week on the Business Zone every Friday from 3 to 4:30 with Crystal and Gilbert, and we're out.
All right.
As a small biz, so we roll. You procurement, program and control. As a small biz pro, so we grow. Using procurement, program and control. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm a